Ladies and gentlemen, another day full of chaos, just news, just pumping through left, right, and center. And when it's chaos at this level, we've all seen this story. We've all witnessed and lived through this story before. It's all stations to sack manager City. Honestly, I can see, obviously, there's so much report coming out that there is a lot of backing for Pochettino from the owners, but at the same time, they realize that it cannot continue in this manner. I was thinking 3 points against Sheffield United is quite academic. Like, I just felt that now we should be getting this. Like, even though how poor we are, we should be getting this. But as the days are going, I'm actually more concerned. I'm actually worried that we are potentially on course to dropping points against Sheffield United, and that will be, another nail on the coffin of sacking Mauricio Pochettino. And look, we all know just by sacking him is not going to solve the situation, but let's go through the news. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's just too much unrest at the moment, too much chaos at the moment, and all of this cannot be good for Chelsea Football Club, cannot be good for any football club. We'll get to this particular news. This is the blockbuster news that's been circulating around. It's in regards to Reece James. I got so much insult today. I tend to get a lot of insults. People don't want to hear the truth, and then they want to insult others. No problems. We'll touch base on this. We have to have a serious conversation in regards to Reece James, and we will do that. However, ladies and gentlemen, the day started from here. And once again, on every single topic that we touch on, I want to know what you guys are feeling about each and every one of these topics in the comment section, because I really need to understand how the fan base are feeling about all of this stuff. Make sure you smash the like button as well. Make sure you smash the like button. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Reece James gathered Chelsea's under fire players for Christmas bonding session in the hours after the defeat to Everton. James had planned the night out for him and his teammate and gained approval from Pochettino and the club. So apparently, this is coming from Matt Law. There you go. Chelsea's players returned from Everton to London and headed straight for the Bagatelle restaurant in Mayfair, London, before moving on to Tape Nightclub. So a lot of people, I don't live in London, obviously, so I don't know much about what Tape Nightclub is, but there's a lot of people that have been commenting on social media saying Tape Nightclub, it's all about fine wine and women. Like, look, this is my 2 cents about this. First of all, bonding session, which means there's trouble. I think this confirms the fact that there is a serious lack of chemistry within the team. This is why we want to have a bonding session. Secondly, is this how you want to do a bonding session? Tape Nightclub. Bagatelle restaurant in Mayfair, no problems. You want to go out. You want to just hang out with your teammates in a fancy restaurant, no problems. But then after that, you want to head off to a nightclub, Tape Nightclub, where apparently it's fine wine and women. This is how we want to bond. This is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I'm pretty sure, Miz, you're being overly critical. Call me old school. My understanding is when things are not looking good, have your bonding sessions at the training ground or go to a camp. Like, going to a nightclub, how's that going to help you bond? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the new generation, that's what they need. Women, wine, nightclubs. Maybe that's what they need. Nicholas Jackson recently, he needs motivation through Astrid Wet. And apparently this was pre-planned. So, obviously it was coincidental that we lost to Everton. But for me, this is not the right, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is not the right way to set your mind. This is, for me, not the right way to bond. And even if it was pre-planned, I'm sure you can say to each other, and fair enough, like Reece James trying to do something for the teams. I understand. He's trying to galvanize the team, but not this way, man. Not this way. Not this way. Straight after a loss, yet another loss, off the back of a pathetic loss against Man United. Don't forget, pathetic loss against Man United and humiliated against Everton. And then you go into a Nightclub. It's just, for me, it don't make sense. This is not the right way to go about it. And that's where, you need the father figurehead, Poch, to come in and tell these kids, lads, no. If you want to bond, there are other ways to bond. Other more serious ways to bond. And that's what we need. We lack seriousness in this football club. So once again, let me know in the comment section what you feel about that. Now, serious Reece James conversation. First of all, let's go through the news. Breaking news, Reece James will be out for at least 3 months, as we all suspected. I said, normally it takes people about, 4 weeks maybe to recover from hamstring injury. I don't know, like if it's a small one, looks like this is a big one. And for Reece James, it's going to take even longer. So now everyone's coming out and saying he's going to be out for 3 months. He's potentially going to be out for even longer. It takes a lot longer for Reece James. Reece James will not return until February, March. This is coming from coming from Fabrizio Romano. Reece James is facing the decision whether or not to have a surgery. If he does, his return date will be pushed back even further, but there is a feeling it will be better for him long run. So, look, first of all, he probably needs to have that surgery because all of these, consistent amount of injuries is killing his career. So he needs to have a surgery. And don't forget, it's not just the one issue for Reece James. Right now, it's the hamstring. It's his knee that buckles up as well. This guy's got issues everywhere. Hamstring, knee. I think there are other muscle-related injuries as well. It's not the one thing. If he's having a surgery on hamstring, that's only going to probably fix one part of the situation. What about his knee? So have the surgery, and look, this season is a write-off. You might as well just get yourself sorted. Now, here's the serious conversation that I want to have in regards to Reece James. People once again getting sentimental. People once again getting too attached. I tweeted out earlier today that I love Reece James. You all know how much I love Reece James. He's an unbelievable player. One of the very few from Cobham that I'll say that they are world-class level and can sustain that world-class level. But the honest truth is, this guy has not been available for us, ladies and gentlemen. He's not. We can sit here and be sentimental and hold on to this situation, but he's barely playing for us. What's the difference between him and Kante? The only thing you can say is the age, sure. But Reece James, at the moment, I don't think he can ever be fit. Even after the surgery, we are still going to be taking some level of gamble on him. After the surgery, how is his physical state going to be as well? Is he going to be able to be that robust, or does he have to compromise his game? We don't want to compromise Reece James. We want the Reece James that we fell in love with initially. Robust, so strong going forward, so strong in defense. But if we have a compromised version, but we want to keep him just because of the mentality, being sentimental about this particular player, then that's not the way to go about it. This is why I tweeted out earlier this morning, UK time, saying, we've said it, right? Difficult conversations need to be made. And by the summer window, obviously we can't sell him in January window because, he'll be unfit. But by the summer window, even if he becomes fully fit, we have to contemplate if there's an offer coming his way. We have to contemplate that. If there is a club that's willing to pay his wages, willing to give us the transfer value, I don't know what the value will be because obviously now his stocks are down, but we must contemplate it because how many seasons of Reece James have we seen already? 4 or 5? He's not completed a single season. I don't even think he's played 50% of any of the seasons, especially the last 3 seasons. He's been out injured always. He's meant to be the club captain, and we're going to talk about the captaincy very soon because there's dramas in regards to that. He's meant to be the club captain and he's barely available. Me personally, my first outlook is Chelsea Football Club, the betterment of Chelsea Football Club. My outlook isn't to just harbour injured players. And we've done enough of harbouring Reece James. Now he's gone. This season is a write-off for the club and for him again. Last 3 seasons in a row, Reece James has not been available for us. And even before that, under Frank Lampard, he was consistently getting injured. I will seriously contemplate offers for him in the summer. I really will. Even if he goes through all the surgeries, gets himself fit, I am not sure whether he can stay fit forever. I'm just not sure. And it's not worth just waiting around. For me, I'd have to let him go in the summer. I would have to. Unless something drastically changes where he just somehow manages to stay fit. I don't know. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section how you feel about this. Are you sentimental about it? It's fine. You can comment if you are sentimental about it. Me personally, we've now seen it for too long. It's not even like, oh, this is the first time happening or the second time happening. It's like the 10th, 15th time happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not young as well. He's 24 now. He'll be 25 next season. Matters will only probably keep getting worse. And before you know it, you've got like an Anthony Martial kind of situation where he's been injured as well. And he's been at Man United for 9 years and done nothing. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Another breaking news. As I said, the chaos continues. This is in regards to Thiago Silva and the whole captaincy debacle. Breaking: Chelsea players are perplexed that Thiago Silva has not been made captain when James and Chilwell have been absent. There is a suggestion that Pochettino has shown disrespect to Silva, and it is a growing topic in the dressing room. This is coming from Jacob Steinberg. Further goes on to say, Pochettino has insisted there is no problem with Silva being overlooked, saying a player of the Brazilian stature does not need the armband to be a leader. However, some of Silva's teammates cannot understand why their most experienced player is not leading the team out when the regular captain is absent. There is talk of disrespect being shown towards Thiago Silva. Coming from Jacob Steinberg, look, there's a lot of people that are already saying this is some sort of a BS story. No problems. You can say it's a BS story because obviously, Pochettino has mentioned that, Thiago Silva doesn't need the armband. He's a leader anyway. Why should this happen? But Jacob Steinberg didn't make this story up, ladies and gentlemen. Jacob Steinberg is saying Silva's teammates cannot understand. He's obviously this has been leaked to him. Jacob Steinberg wouldn't put his reputation on the line to make up some false rumors about players giving this information, because all of this news is available to players in the social media. Thiago Silva is in Twitter. Some of these players are in Twitter. They see all this stuff. Jacob Steinberg will not just be putting this out and risking a backlash. So to a certain degree, you have to believe this particular story that Jason Steinberg has cooked up is probably true. Where there is smoke, there is some level of fire. Now, we all know, we've all talked about it. Before the start of this season, I said, Reece James, long-term captain. Obviously, before all of these injuries, right? I said with Reece James, the captaincy might be a little bit early. He's the long-term captain. Thiago Silva is still here for a season. Give him the captaincy and let others just grow under him. And if he stays next season, maybe continue on for another season. If not, we can look for another captain. I even said Enzo Fernandez is probably more of a captain. And I know a lot of people will say Enzo Fernandez hasn't been playing that well either. And that's a side topic on itself. I think Enzo Fernandez showcases captaincy material. Now, Pochettino has come out and said our captaincy is only going to be given to someone who's capable of communicating in English to the referee, which for me is disrespecting the value of the armband. The armband is not just about communicating with the referee. The armband is given to someone who can galvanize the team through hard periods, who can keep the team stable during good periods. someone who motivates the team by his actions, by his demeanor, by his everything. So for me, Silva should have been the number one choice. Now, no problems. Reece James has been given that opportunity, and we've all got on track with that. Vice captain Ben Chilwell. Now, when Reece James and Ben Chilwell, both of them are not available. Ben Chilwell, another one, just never available. It's been given to Conor Gallagher, and I feel it's a disrespect. I feel it's a disrespect to Thiago Silva. Now, I don't know whether the discussions has happened, but these leaks are coming out. And I tend to think there has to be some truth behind it. No matter what the players are saying, I know Thiago Silva has recently come out and said to the fans to stay together, and he tagged Chelsea and he said, results need to change, this, that, the other. I get that. But I also think there must be some portion in Thiago Silva's ego. And I know he's not egotistic. Don't get me wrong. He's not egotistic. But there must be something that he must feel after Reece James and Ben Chilwell, I'm still not the captain. And sure, he doesn't need the armband to feel like he's the captain. But that armband on Silva, it looks iconic. It looks like you want to believe. As much as we want to sit here and say, oh, no, he's a leader anyway. But just for the opposition to see that armband on his arm, Thiago Silva, it just means something. And to see the same armband on Conor Gallagher or Levi Colwill, it don't mean nothing, man. It don't mean nothing. There is that psychological factor, whether you want to believe this or not. I think there is that psychological factor when someone of a great stature like Thiago Silva puts that on, that just elevates the mood. That just elevates the mentality. When someone else insignificant puts that on, it don't mean nothing to me. You really don't. It sets the mood. It sets a very casual mood, not so serious mood. So I tend to somewhat believe maybe Silva does feel a little bit disrespected. You let me know once again, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this situation? I think where there is a little bit of smoke, there is 100% fire. Now, let's zip through all of this remaining parts of the news. Some mad stuff that's been happening. Chelsea are set to swing the axe on 7 players as Mauricio Pochettino target a squad rebuild. Like as if we haven't done a rebuild, we need to go through a rebuild again. We are forever going to be in a rebuild. And check this out. Conversations have been ongoing between the directors and Pochettino over who is seen as dispensable and not at a required level to stay for foreseeable future. Look, check out some of these names. We've recently bought them. Noni Madueke, Trevor Chalobah, Amanda Broya, Mark Cucurella, Axel Desassi, Ian Martson, Malo Gusto are among those who are considered as available options. It's coming from Team Talk, no problems, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually the list. Malo Gusto, Malo Gusto. He's also getting injured. No, we can't deny that fact. Axel Desassi, these are players we've just bought. And they're being, they're probably going to be put in the market to start a new rebuild. It's proper jokes at the moment. It's proper jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea still remain committed to signing elite young players on long-term contracts. Coming from Aldo. So the bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, the owners will not change their philosophy. It's quite evident. They will continue in this manner. They will continue with yes people. They will continue buying young players, and it's still not going to change. And lock them up for long-term contracts. Now, here's the news in regards to long-term contracts. Premier League clubs have today voted in favor of limiting new contracts to a maximum of 5 years. It means deals cannot be longer to help FFP or amortization. Previously, there was no cap, but Premier League is now in line with UEFA rules. Now, it will not be backdated. This is coming from David Einstein. Now, I don't know whether... one thing's for certainty. For accounting purpose, for amortization purposes, you can only amortize for 5 years. So that's in line with UEFA. Premier League is in line with them now. But I don't know whether you can still hand out long-term contracts in the likes of 6, 7, 8, 9 years. I think it doesn't stop you from handing out long-term contracts too. You just can't amortize for more than 5 years for accounting purposes. That's my understanding. You guys let me know. I know this is a little bit misleading that you can't give contracts for more than 5 years. I think you still can. And the incentive in regards to giving contracts more than 5 years is, I know there's no incentive now in regards to amortization, which is a big incentive, but the other incentive is you protect the value of the player for a longer period. You have a bigger negotiation power if an opposition team wants to buy one of your players and they're in a long-term contract. They're going to have to break that contract and give you a handsome amount of money for the transfer fee. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, if they're still allowed to provide more than 5 years. I think you are. I think you're still allowed to give more than 5 years in contract. You just can't amortize more than 5 years for accounting period. But I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section. Last but not least, Mauricio Pochettino wants a target man style forward to add height, physicality, and goals to his team. He wants a prolific goal scorer ready to make an immediate impact, which, look, it makes sense. We need a goal scorer. Our strikers are not doing the job. But there's a new scapegoat now, ladies and gentlemen. There's a new theme. We don't have height. Chelsea Football Club don't have height. I think it was Reggio Park in the comment section, who's a prominent supporter of the channel and is always on the live chat. Reggio Park said that apparently we have one of the better statistics when it comes to aerial duels. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not seeing the statistics about that. But height, this is what we now are being forced to believe. Height is the biggest issue. It's not about strategy. It's not about Mauricio Pochettino. It's not about the owners. It's not about the sporting directors. Height. Height is the issue at Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. That is what's hampering us now, and that is what's hampering the results. You let me know what you feel, man. You let me know what you feel, because this is just mad. This is just mad. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Tomorrow we shall have the members call-in show again, so do tune in for that. Members, make sure you guys are all popping in. And if you're not a member, make sure you become a member to participate in the call-in show. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya.